In our last section, I rounded up our last section with a very brief explanation of WordPress. So now I'll be taking you into deep introduction of WordPress and explaining WordPress, and also explaining WordPress as a CMS system and the benefit and advantage of using WordPress over other content management systems. Now, CMS is also called what? Content Management System. That's the full meaning of CMS. Okay, now what's WordPress? I got the definition online and I really appreciate that. So WordPress is a free open source content management system written in PHP and paired with MySQL or MariaDB database. Now I'm going to explain that. Now, the word open source means that you don't need to pay anything to get WordPress working. It is free of charge for life. Free of charge for life. So you can install WordPress for life free of charge without paying a dime. That is one of the advantages. And it's a content management system that is written in PHP, meaning that the programming language that was used to build WordPress is PHP, hypertext processor. That's what was used. It was not written with Python or Java, it was written with PHP. Meaning that if you want to dive deeper into developing plugins that will work for WordPress or themes that work for WordPress, you must understand at least a little PHP, if not be a professional in PHP. And not just that, the CMS system, WordPress as a CMS system, CMS is built with PHP and is paired with MySQL. Whenever I hear the word MySQL and MariaDB, they are talking about database, meaning that while working with WordPress, you can store your data using MySQL or database. Now, features include a plugin architecture and a template system referred within WordPress as themes. Now, the WordPress is also built in a way that plugins can fit into it. It has a kind of structure that plugins that are written or built with PHP can work well with it, and that is why we have millions of plugins. In WordPress, we use plugins to get what we want, to get the designs we want, to get the functionality we want. But when it comes to the appearance of your website, when you are using WordPress, that is where you now talk about themes. So we refer to within, and the template system refer to within WordPress as what? Themes. So there is also a template kind of feature there is also a structure in WordPress that accepts themes built with PHP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and other coding languages also that work with PHP. So that's the wonderful thing about WordPress. You can store your data using MySQL or MariaDB database, and as well, if you understand PHP, then you can roll well with WordPress. So that is just a brief intro about WordPress. Now, what's the CMS system? So I checked online to get a very good definition. I have been using the word CMS system. I'm sorry for that. What is CMS? Because the full meaning of CMS is Content Management System. What is CMS? A content management system, often abbreviated as CMS, is software that helps users create, manage, and modify content on the website without the need of specialized technical knowledge. Now, the specialized technical knowledge is the coding knowledge I spoke about earlier. So you don't need to know HTML, you don't need to know CSS, you don't need to know JavaScript, you don't even need to know jQuery, you don't need to know Bootstrap. But you build what people who knows those languages can build. You replicate their design and everything. Those are why you are building your design. It is structured in a way that you can be writing your code, building your designs, and that system will be generating those code automatically, like what I showed in the earlier section. Now look at this diagram. this is a CMS system. Now this CMS system is attached to database in the same way, can generate your code for you. Are you getting that? And you can do quite a lot of things with it. You can solve the web also with your CMS system and many more. So these are functionalities, and it's not just limited to this. I believe there are more you can also achieve with a CMS system. Okay, now since you now understand what the CMS system is, if you want to get this information, just come to Kingstar, then you can read more about WordPress. So you don't worry, you will soon be getting to see things like this, but it's not for this class, so I don't want to rush you into some things. Now, I want us to, before we go into the next thing I want to say about WordPress and the CMS system. So the question we are going to ask is that before we go into it is to understand and to know the advantages of using WordPress. Same way, it also has disadvantages. Just as writing your code from scratch also has advantages and disadvantages. But all I'm looking at here is the flexibility, the ease, and the ability to also conserve and save time to get the results one who is writing the pure code will get. And that's the main reason why I went into WordPress. Now, advantages of WordPress. I searched the web to get advantages of WordPress, and I got it from Orange Mantra. Now, WordPress is very easy to install. That's one. It has responsive design, as mobile has become the best place to fetch traffic for website. Now, while you are building your website with WordPress, you can automatically work on it and convert it also to mobile view and tablet view. So meaning that your website will be able to be seen, can function. You are using just your laptop to build it or your desktop, but it will be able to function on a tablet and a mobile phone, meaning that it will automatically take the shape of a tablet and a mobile phone. That's the beauty of using WordPress. If one is writing code, you need to start adding one or two functionalities so that it can fit into the tablet size and the mobile size, the normal mobile phone size. Now, it has multiple themes, meaning that your website can take on different look, different designs, different UI UX. Not just that, it's very flexible. WordPress is an open source CMS that bundles amazing flexibility, as it can be used for creating a variety of websites. You can use it for creating personal blog, just like you saw scheduled blog, a full-fledged business website, just like Elexonia, an e-commerce store. Additionally, you can get the choice to use any of the existing designs or tailor a new one. Now, you can decide to use the templates, already built templates, change the context there, and get your website running in just minutes or just a day or 2 or 3, depending on how complex it is. Or you can decide to build it from scratch. And not just that, you can also, if you decide you want to write pure code from the beginning to the end, WordPress also gives you that flexibility. There is a part in WordPress that you can write your code from scratch. Nevertheless, you can decide to use the template given to you, and as well decide that, okay, I want to add some tweaks, I want to add some colors, I want to add some functionalities to my WordPress site. So you can decide to integrate your own personal code to the template you have. So that's the flexibility. Very flexible. You can do your own thing there. Now, it is the best for blogging. If you want to build a blog site, WordPress is the best. Sincerely, all over the world is the best. Now, it is also a self-hosted platform. So WordPress is well-known. Is a well-known blogging platform, as it offers the choice of going self-hosted. Now, meaning that you can design your website using WordPress and host it on any platform you want, either HostGator, QServer, Bluehost, mention. That's the beauty. Now, there are other content management systems. They are side WordPress. We have Wix, we have Joomla. Okay, let me just quickly move out of this page. I think we have them here. Okay, we have Drupal, we have serendipity, I've never used them in my life. Movable type, dot clear, habari, b2 evolution. So we have them like that. So we have quite a lot of content management system. But for WordPress, like Wix now, Wix also is a content management system. But you cannot host your website outside Wix, meaning that you are tied to the service charge they give you. They can decide to inflate the price. If you can't pay, your website goes to a state you would like it to be, meaning that they will be running their own ads freely on it. I've worked with Wix, and I tell you, WordPress is far better compared to Wix. Okay, now let's come back to this. So it is SEO friendly. The meaning of SEO means search engine optimization. And the meaning, what search engine optimization does to your website is that it helps your website to rank first in Google. Like now, I did a search on Google, what is WordPress, and you see the first site I saw, all these ones are ads. All these, when you see AD, they are ads, and the reason why they are coming top is because they paid for it, and Google will not want to put theirs below because they paid for a service. But this one is not an ad. It's a pure website. Though these ones are ad attached, a website attached to an ad. But this one is a website that is not running ads. But so if these ads website are not here, this will be the first you will see. And the reason why this guy is coming top above these ones below, that are above these ones that are beneath, is because the SEO, the search engine optimization of this particular site have been worked on, and the Google algorithm could read the keywords in this particular site. And you see how it is outlining some words. What is WordPress? The reason why that is how SEO works. Now I'm searching what is WordPress. So what Google machine will do is that it will search through all the websites that has WordPress content, and to pick the ones that the content or their discussion or their write-up about WordPress is more detailed. And that is why you see it outlining what is WordPress. And the reason why this one is first is because this one is specifically titled is one of his topic as what is WordPress, and that's why it's first. The remaining are just WordPress. So this one is what is WordPress. So anybody that is searching what is WordPress, we first have to go through this site, because this is the one that will pop up first. So that's SEO. So WordPress helps you to work on your search engine optimization so that your website can rank well in Google. And you know, the more you rank, the better traffic you have. I'm going to show you something some people don't really take note of. Now I ask the question, what is Google? Just watch. Now Google has a way of giving statistics. Now as at around 0.60 seconds, 1,460,000,000 people have searched the same thing in these seconds. Are you seeing that? So it's now saying that automatically this first website here would have gotten at least 1 million clicks at that particular time. So if it has ads and other kind of things in it. Now I'm going to tell you that this particular website, these top 3 websites are generating massive traffic. I mean massive traffic, and they are generating serious money for their owners. And that is what WordPress helps you to do. It helps you set up your SEO easily compared to sites that were written in pure codes. Setting up SEO for those sites, I'm telling you, it's not an easy thing. But WordPress gives you plugins that help you set up your SEO and your rank on Google. Now, outstanding scalability. With WordPress, the site can grow as the business grows. Are you getting that? Now, I have a friend who codes from A to Z, as in he codes. He writes code, HTML, CSS, and the likes. So when I met him, He showed me his personal portfolio. He wrote that website in code. I mean that website was so wonderful, and that was why I learned the typing effect. So when I saw the typing effect, I was like, wow, this website, I like it. I want to go and learn this effect. Though he told me that for him to put that effect on his website, it took him a long time to be able to implement that code on his website. But with WordPress, I implemented that code in less than 10 minutes, and that code was working exactly the way his own was working. He was so amazed to say that I could replicate such a design on the website I built. And that's not where I'm going to. He now further said that if he wants to update this site, he said it will take him a lot of time and code to write to update the site, meaning he has to change a lot of code, he has to run through the code one by one. But with WordPress, you can convert your single one-page site into 5-page site in a day or 2 or 3, depending on your capacity and your speed. You can also change that website into an e-commerce site. Are you seeing the flexibility without writing any code? And you will do this in the span of 2-3 days, a day, even hours, depending on your speed. So that is the scalability about it. And not just that again, it has dependable security. Like I told you earlier that you can secure your site, and I showed you the WordPress site I built and I secured it. Okay, now we also have the advantages are so numerous. It is easy to use, and that's the reason why I'm taking you through WordPress. Media management, you can have a gallery, you can have videos, you can replicate YouTube design with WordPress, and you arrange it the way YouTube is arranging their own, and it looks as if you just built YouTube with WordPress. But if you want to do that with code, please, I don't want you to get me wrong, coding is not the wrong thing, but WordPress was used to code. But the reason why I'm taking you through WordPress is for flexibility, ease, and to save time, and as well so that you can go far in the web development industry. Because if you are spending 1 year still learning how to put codes together, one who is using WordPress would have mastered the environment and be building what you cannot build with code. But you might get, if you are using code, you will get there, but it's just going to take time. Now, plugins for customization. WordPress has millions of plugins that can help you that can give your website different kind of functionalities. Now, WooCommerce for e-commerce. With WooCommerce plugins, you can change your website to an e-commerce website. And you saw what I did with Elexonia. I use WooCommerce, and it is free of charge. Now, minimal coding. I've been laying emphasis on that. With WordPress, the coding needs are reduced to the minimum, as the CMS system comes with an array of user-friendly tools which enable you to do a lot without any hard work. Managing content, creating drafts, revising posts, inserting media, and planning the publications all can be done easily with minimal code. That's what WordPress helps you to do. Now, community support. Now, if you have an issue with WordPress has a community where you can always refer your problems to, and they will give you what solution. There are millions of people out there using WordPress, and I mean these people are professionals, very good, brilliant, smart people, and I tell you they are excelling in their work. So when you have an issue, the WordPress as a community, please just visit their community and put the picture of your website or the issue your website is having, but please keep your personal information secret, or else they can hack into your backend. Please, that's one of the caution you need to understand when you're building a website. You don't release your website password and username to somebody you don't know. I used to tell people that if you are building a website and you need anybody to know, if you are married, let it be your wife. Let it be your wife. Even revealing to your close friend can be risky, because friends nowadays can sabotage and cause you more harm than normal. So please just be careful with your private documents. Now, easy social media integration. Okay, let me show you Elexonia again. Please. You can integrate social media platform on this. Can you see? Look at, I can easily go to Twitter. Oh, sorry, I've not linked that. I apologize, I've not linked that. Once I connect my Twitter link to it, what's going to be that it's going to take me straight away to Twitter, to my home page in or on Twitter. So it's easy to integrate social media icons, not just icons, social media links. So those are one of the benefits of WordPress. Now its compliance is in compliance with W3. The W3C is also known as W3 School. It's a website based is a web building based website where let me use the word it's a website that is globally known to offer standard teaching on web development, and as well their certificate is very valid. So everything about WordPress complies to the rules and guidance for a standard web development platform. So WordPress complies to W3C. Now it is also cost effective. I told you that I built a website with $0, not paying anything, because I use WordPress. And that's the beauty of WordPress. So now you've seen quite a lot of advantages of WordPress. The disadvantage I know about WordPress is that when you are using some plugins, you must make sure that your site is seriously secure, because some plugins can be exposed to hackers. That is the disadvantage for now that I know. And don't worry, I've taught you how to secure a website. And nevertheless, I believe in the course of the teaching, I'll teach you how to also protect your website from the inside, from the back end, because of hackers. Now, before we round up this section, I want you to see the reason why WordPress is a good option. Now, how many websites do we have in the world? That's why I said, how many websites in the world? Now, we have 1.7 billion websites in the world. Are you getting that? We have 1.7 billion websites. That's a lot of websites, sincerely. It's almost the number of humans we have on the surface of the earth. Because for me, I know I have worked on more than 3 websites, if not more than 5 or 6 or 7. So, and they are adding to the numbers. And somebody have built almost 500 websites. I believe that person has spent all his life building websites. So we have 1.7 billion websites all over the world. So now the question is, how many websites were built with WordPress out of these 1.7 billion websites? So for us to really know how important WordPress is, we'll try to know how many websites were built with, how many websites that are in the world were built with WordPress. So I decided to search, and I discovered that there were 64 million websites built with WordPress. Now there are an estimate of 64 million websites currently using WordPress. Over 400 million people visit WordPress websites every month. And yet 400 million people visit WordPress websites every month. Now 661 new WordPress sites go live each day and every day. Meaning that every day 661 websites built with WordPress go live. There are over 50,000 plugins available to enhance your WordPress website. That's very wonderful. Now let's check this. So how many WordPress sites are there? I hope you are seeing the statistics. Now, what percentage of websites are built using WordPress? Now, WordPress is used. Now, out of all the content management system in the world, WordPress has 64.9% of all the websites whose content management system we know. So all the content management system in the world, we have a lot of them. I mean a lot of them. Let's quickly check how many CMS do we have in the world? How many CMS exist? Okay, there are between 250 to 350 different programs currently available. So now, out of the 250 to 350, I know for Wix, I think if I can recall very well, up to 10 million websites have been built using Wix. If I can recall very well, up to 10 million websites have been built using weeks. But WordPress holds 64.9% of websites built via content management system. So the other percentage goes for the other content management system, meaning that the most used content management system is WordPress. Now, this is 64.9 for all the content management system, being the largest, but websites all over the world, 41.7% of all websites use WordPress. Now, meaning that it's taking 1/3, if not 1/3. It's taking, if not more than 1/3 of the numbers of websites all over the world. So let's assume 1/3 of the websites all over the world, including other content management systems, including those that were built with code from scratch. WordPress holds 41.7% of all these websites. So I believe with all this, you now see a reason to work with this particular platform, because I've been working with it. I tell you, I've never regretted it, and I desire to work more with them. I'm happy you stayed to this very, very time, and I believe to the glory of God, you've been moving along, and I know you are seeing one or two reasons to continue this course. Now, it's promising sincerely to be very, very beneficial, and I know that at the end of this course you'll be a full-fledged web developer using this wonderful CMS or content management system. So I pray that the Lord help us all in Jesus' name. God bless you. Have a nice time.